Welcome to 5 Good Minutes. You're listening to today's inspirational message on the fruit of the Spirit with Jake Williams.
1 Corinthians 13 is the famous love chapter, and it's certainly one of the most well-known chapters in the entire Bible, and probably the best-known passage in Paul's letters. This, of course, is due in large part to the fact that many Christian weddings include a reading from this passage. Given that particular exposure, many Christians assume the chapter is primarily about love between a man and a woman, that it was written to provide guidance and insight for married couples. It is perfectly appropriate, of course, for married couples to learn how to love each other better through the reading and study of this passage, even if its original and primary purpose was somewhat different. The chapter is primarily about living in Christian community in a way that glorifies God, and that is by learning to treat other people in Christ's body the way that God treated us, with self-sacrificing, other-oriented love. This is what has come to be referred to as agape love, based on the Greek word used for it here. That word is used 10 times in this chapter. Many Christians seem to assume that the word agape was invented by Christ or his followers and always meant divine, Christ-like love. Although the word did come to be preferred among Christians for the love shown and expected by Christ, its basic meaning is warm regard for and interest in another. 1 Corinthians 13 says this, "If I speak in tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but I do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give my body over to hardship that I may boast, but I do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we now know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put off ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only reflection, as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love." This text is a wonderful example of what love is, and the cross of Jesus Christ is the primary model of what love does in the face of wrong. But I think it's also helpful to note what love is not. Love never calls wrong right. Love never ignores wrong or merely hopes it goes away. Love doesn't turn its back on you because you're wrong. Love doesn't mock you. Love doesn't try and hurt you in the same way that you have hurt me. Love isn't passive and silent in the face of wrong. True love moves toward you because you are wrong and need to be rescued from yourself. In moving toward you, love willingly makes sacrifices and suffers hardships so that you may be made right again and be reconciled to both God and others. God graces us with this kind of love in Jesus Christ, so that we may be tools of this love in the lives of others. In Jesus, we see God coming to rescue us. While we were still sinners, Christ lived perfectly, fulfilling the law in our place. We see him willingly go to the cross and take the punishment that he didn't deserve, but that we did. We see a perfect God who loves us so deeply and incredibly that he's willing to give up everything. We are empowered to love radically because he first radically loved us.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.